Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Today, we're tackling insecurity and confidence.
Ooh, good one. A topic close to everyone's heart.
Right. So, we're diving into this YouTube video by Anaya. She's got some really practical advice for building confidence, and she shares her own journey too.
I've seen her stuff. She's great, really insightful.
Okay, so one thing that struck me was how she compares confidence to a muscle.
Oh, yeah, I like that analogy.
She says you have to train it like any muscle, and that growth can be, well, uncomfortable.
Makes sense. Think about starting a new workout.
Exactly, your muscles are screaming.
Right, it's that initial push, that discomfort that actually leads to strength, to endurance.
So true. And it's the same with confidence, according to Anaya.
And the coolest part, this muscle analogy, it mirrors what happens in our brains. Every time we push past our comfort zone, try something new, we're strengthening those neural pathways associated with confidence, literally building a mental muscle.
Wow, I love that. So have you ever experienced that discomfort leading to growth?
Absolutely. It's like those growing pains, but for your confidence. Taking on a challenging project at work, learning a new skill, even putting myself out there socially.
That initial discomfort can be a sign you're stretching and growing.
Totally. And Anaya talks about this cool technique to boost confidence, creating a vision board for your most confident self.
Oh yeah, tell me more about that.
She suggests including visual cues, like what would you wear if you were super confident? How would you stand? How would you even talk? It's like painting a picture of that confident you.
It's giving your brain a glimpse into a confident future.
Exactly. And it ties into this powerful tool used by like Olympic athletes, performers, entrepreneurs. It's called visualization.
So by vividly picturing yourself embodying those confident traits.
You're essentially training your mind to believe it's possible.
Interesting. What about you? What does your most confident self look and act like?
For me, it's about being comfortable in my own skin,
Well,
knowing I can handle whatever comes my way.
I love that. Now, while visualizing is great, Inaya also offers a more action-based approach.
Okay, like what?
She dives into the classic fake it till you make it.
Ah, a classic for a reason.
She even quotes Maddie from Euphoria. Basically, Maddie says everyone feels stupid, but she chooses not to show it.
Aha, love that.
It's like, why not project the confidence you want, even if you don't quite feel it yet?
And there's science behind this. It's called embodied cognition. The idea that our actions can actually influence our thoughts and feelings.
So we can trick our brains into being more confident.
In a way, yeah. If you act confident, even if you're feeling insecure, your brain starts to catch up. Stand tall, speak clearly, make eye contact.
Fascinating. Any examples of this embodied cognition thing?
Sure, think about smiling.
Smiling.
Yeah, even when you're down, forcing a smile can actually lift your mood, or feeling nervous about a presentation. Practice with confident body language. It can actually lessen anxiety.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
hmm
Have you experienced this faking it leading to real confidence?
Oh, many times. Early in my career, I was terrified of public speaking, but I knew I had to get over it. So I volunteered for presentations, even though I felt like a deer in headlights.
You were faking it?
Totally. And you know what? The more I did it, the less scared I became.
Wow. That reminds me of something else Anaya emphasized. Taking small, consistent steps rather than expecting a sudden transformation.
Small steps, big impact.
It's about taking action, even tiny steps.
It's like atomic habits.
That book by James Clear.
Yep. He highlights the power of tiny changes accumulating over time, like compound interest, but for self-improvement.
Inaya uses the example of working on her posture, starting with awareness, then deliberately rolling her shoulders back. Over time, it became more natural, a confident stance.
Exactly. Breaking down those big goals into manageable steps. Think about it. What's one small confidence-boosting action you could take today?
That's a great question. And it leads perfectly to Inaya's point about keeping promises to yourself.
Keeping promises to ourselves, how does that tie in?
She says it builds self-trust, which is crucial for confidence, even keeping small promises consistently.
And that's where self-efficacy comes in.
Self-efficacy.
It's that belief in your own ability to succeed. Each promise you keep to yourself, no matter how small, reinforces that belief, whether it's drinking more water, going for a walk, finishing a task.
It's like proving to yourself that you're reliable, capable. You're building that foundation of self-trust.
And those small wins add up.
What's one small thing you could commit to today that would boost your confidence, even a little?
Even something as simple as making my bed, or taking a few minutes to meditate. sets a positive tone for the day.
Now, this next part is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Inaya says, recognizing insecurity in others can actually lessen your own fear and anxiety in social situations.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like realizing everyone's dealing with their own stuff.
It makes things less personal, less intimidating.
Exactly. And it speaks to this idea that people often project their insecurities onto others.
Right. When someone's being negative, critical, it might not be about you at all.
It's more about their own internal struggles.
Yes, exactly.
And Inaya shares how she overcame social anxiety by shifting her focus from fear to excitement about sharing her authentic self.
So instead of worrying what others think,
You focus on bringing your best self to the table.
that is powerful. It's a choice how we perceive and respond to those situations. Next time you meet someone negative or critical, ask yourself, is this about them or me?
It's a game changer. Detaching from that negativity, approaching interactions with more compassion.
And finally, Inaya leaves us with this powerful message about uniqueness. She says there's nobody else like you. Your strengths, your talents, your story, they're all unique.
It's so easy to get caught up in comparisons.
Right. But she's reminding us to celebrate what makes us different, what makes us, well, us.
And she even gets a little emotional reflecting on her own journey.
It's inspiring, right?
Totally. It's a reminder that our journeys can inspire others. We all have something to offer. And by embracing our unique strengths, we can empower ourselves and others to live more confidently.
It's interesting how Inaya mentions those moments of self-doubt creeping back in.
Yeah, even after all that growth.
It really shows this is an ongoing journey.
It's not like you hit a certain level and bam, you're confident forever.
Right. She talks about this belief nobody cares what I have to say.
Even though, logically, she knows that's not true.
It just proves that everyone, even those who seem super confident,
They still deal with those insecurities.
exactly.
And it's reassuring, you know? It makes those nagging doubts, that inner critic,
It makes it feel less like a personal
way
failing.
more like, well, just part of being human.
It is.
We've all been there.
Absolutely.
But it's how we deal with it, right? Do we let those insecurities control us
Or do we acknowledge them?
and keep moving forward?
That's the key.
And that's where Inaya's emphasis on action comes in.
It's not just positive thinking,
It's about doing the work,
pushing past the discomfort.
building new habits.
Exactly. And she gives such practical tips.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Remember that one about picking out your workout clothes the night before?
To make it more likely you'll actually exercise.
Exactly. It's those little things.
Setting yourself up for success.
Celebrating the small wins.
And it all comes back to building that self-trust.
Each promise we keep.
Even the small ones.
We're proving to ourselves we're capable, reliable.
Laying the foundation for confidence.
Absolutely.
And speaking of showing up authentically,
Oh, yeah. Inaya talks about that too.
shifting your focus in social situations.
From fear to excitement.
It's like instead of worrying what people think,
You focus on the opportunity to connect,
to share your unique perspective.
to be yourself.
It's a total game changer.
Have you ever tried that?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't always work perfectly, but when I could shift my mindset
From what if they don't like me?
to, hey, this could be fun, it makes a world of difference.
Such a powerful shift.
And we can all practice it.
Right. The next time you're feeling anxious socially,
Ask yourself, what am I excited about?
maybe it's a chance to learn something new, meet someone interesting.
Or just enjoy the company of others
Focusing on the positive.
instead of getting caught up in those fears.
And it's important to acknowledge social anxiety is a real thing,
It can be debilitating
but it can be managed.
with the right tools and support.
And Inaya's message is so powerful because she's speaking from experience.
She's not just talking the talk.
She's walking the walk.
Makes it all the more relatable and inspiring.
For sure.
It's a reminder that it is possible
To overcome insecurity.
to build genuine confidence.
And that's a message we all need to hear.
And then she talks about being a role model.
Even if you don't feel like you have it all figured out.
It's about how her journey, her vulnerability
Our willingness to share.
can inspire others.
So we're going through similar things.
It's so powerful.
Because we all need those examples.
Those beacons of hope.
to show us that it's possible.
Sometimes just seeing someone else be brave enough to share their struggles,
Can be the push we need.
to start our own journey,
And by sharing our stories
we create a ripple effect.
of inspiration and empowerment.
Love that. A ripple effect of confidence.
It all starts with that willingness to be vulnerable,
To acknowledge our imperfections,
to keep striving for growth,
even when it's uncomfortable,
a continuous journey.
but worth it.
Now, remember how Inaya used to be the quiet, insecure girl?
and she never thought she'd be the confident person she is today.
It's amazing to see how far she's come.
It really is.
And it shows us our beliefs about ourselves, they can change.
We're not fixed.
We're capable of growth, of transformation.
Even in areas where we feel stuck,
We can rewrite our narratives,
we can choose to believe in our potential.
even when it feels scary or unfamiliar.
That's where the magic happens.
Believing in ourselves.
Opens up so many possibilities.
Absolutely.
There was this line that really resonated with me.
Which one?
Where she says, if you don't feel beautiful enough, or strong enough, or lucky enough, whatever it is, there are people who feel the exact same way.
That's a powerful one.
It reminds me that we're not alone in our struggles.
We all have those moments of self-doubt, those comparisons, those insecurities.
But by sharing our stories, supporting each other,
We create a sense of community
of belonging,
that can help us overcome those challenges.
it's like by being vulnerable.
We give others permission to be vulnerable too.
And in that shared vulnerability,
We find strength.
connection, inspiration,
We realize we're all in this together.
and we're capable of so much more than we think.
She ends on such a powerful note, talking about getting emotional.
Thinking about her younger self,
Little
who
Anna.
didn't feel good enough.
It almost makes you tear up, right?
It does.
It's a reminder that we all have that inner child.
That part of us that wants to be seen, accepted, loved.
For who we are.
And sometimes building confidence is about healing those old wounds.
Offering that inner child the love and acceptance they may have been missing.
It's about recognizing that we are enough.
Just as we are.
Such a powerful message to carry with us.
On this journey of building confidence.
It's like she's talking to that younger part of herself, and by doing that, she's speaking to all of us, to anyone who's ever felt less than not good enough.
Totally. And it's never too late, right? To start believing in ourselves, going after what we want, building that confidence.
And what I love about Anaya is she's not just giving advice, she's living it,
Yeah.
pushing herself, showing us it's possible to really transform.
It's that realness, She's not pretending to have it all figured out. She's sharing her journey, the ups and downs, the wins. And it's like she's inviting us along.
And she's honest about it not being easy. It takes work, effort. There are going to be setbacks.
But the rewards, though.
Yeah. What are they?
That feeling of being in control, of knowing your own strength, the freedom that comes with being truly yourself, confidently. That's powerful stuff.
This deep dive, it's been more than just tips for confidence.
It feels like a whole new way of thinking, of being.
Yeah, like shifting from fear to excitement,
From doubting yourself to believing in yourself.
from comparing to celebrating.
Exactly.
Realizing we're all works in progress, that we all have something special to offer, and that the journey, the messy, uncomfortable journey, that's where the real growth is.
And supporting each other through it all, right? Creating a space where it's okay to be vulnerable, to not be perfect, where everyone can shine.
Beautifully said. I think Inaya would be proud of us,
Yeah.
taking the time to explore these ideas, to commit to the work.
Me too. And I have a feeling this is just the start, the beginning of a journey of growth and self-discovery for all of us.
So to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you're leaving feeling inspired, ready to embrace the messiness of becoming your most confident self.
And remember, even when it's uncomfortable, that often means you're on the right track. So keep going.
Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and keep shining.